Hey everyone, we're back with the continuing saga of practices for the five aspects of self. Um, so this first video is going to be for spiritual practices. Um, I don't know if I'm going to do four because this stuff is pretty self-explanatory. Um, you can do um, actually a varied amount of things when it comes to spirituality. You're not limited to religion, and a lot of people think when you say a spiritual practice, they think religion, like right off the bat. Uh, the thing about that is that I have been religious for a long time, and nowhere in scripture does it say thou shalt go to church. Um, so, you know, um, kind of I have a little deviation in my belief system there, um, which some people appreciate and some people don't. So that's on you. I won't be offended either way. Um, but I find myself much more centered um, when I pray. So, prayer is something that Jesus taught, and he gave us many examples in Scripture of how to pray and how to be thankful for things and how to express our gratitude. Um, and that's pretty much what that's about. If you have like a gratitude practice that is part of spirituality, you're looking at things beyond just the 3D, just the physical aspects of being, which is what the spiritual practices are about. Um, when we talk about like the five aspects of self, the spirit, we're not talking about religion. We're talking about the part of us that's not seen, the part of us um, that wants to sit and um, enjoy nature or look at flowers. Or, I mean, think about like little kids. They love to just explore and experience things and, just enjoy this amazing place that we live. And that's more about what spirituality is. It's about connecting um, to all the other existence that exists. And that's a lot of things. And you're just a little tiny speck. So it's like everything and nothing. It's overwhelming and underwhelming all at the same time. Um, but in that ecosystem of like the jumbo shrimp, those kind of like crazy things that shouldn't exist together. They seem like they're out of equilibrium, but one needs the other to keep it in its own perspective. So, um, that is what the spirit and the practices that revolve around spirituality should actually do. They should keep you in balance. Um, because you're amazing and unstoppable and you create your own reality, but at the same time, you're dust. like you're tiny, you're insignificant. Um, so that needs to be in balance in order to keep you out of your ego. And I love having conversations about the ego um, and the Adam and Eve process to balancing the ego. Um, it's so crazy that when I start working with people, I've had people drop out day one. They're just like, nope. Um, and that to me is wild. That to me is wild. Like, why would you sign up to get over your ego and then day one be like, I can't do it. You're that literally that stuck on your ego that you can't let go of it for a day. That's crazy to me. It's so crazy to me. I understand it because I have lived with those people. I grew up with some of those people, but for me, it's like once you see it, why would you ever want to go back to like that unconscious state? Why would you just why? I don't know. Maybe I can't understand it because I don't know. I've been out of it for a little while. So, I don't know. To me it just it, it doesn't feel good to be in that place. So, I don't understand how other people would enjoy being it, but I realize if you've never been awake, then it's pretty easy to just go on living how you've been living. Even if you know that something is off and that ego fights hard to stay right where it is. So I get it. Um, so, yes, spiritual practices. Meditation works really well. For a lot of people, meditation works really well. Just that stillness. Um, Breathing exercises that keep you present and focused on what's going on inside your body. Um, that can also double as a physical practice. Um, if if you're doing meditations and also incorporating breathing exercises, that can function as a spiritual and physical practice. Um, if you are trying to digest past trauma in that setting as well, you can incorporate emotional practice. Um, a lot of those prior traumas that we have to work through, um, if you're going to be incorporating that and changing perspectives and doing that stuff, it's also a mental practice. Um, so you can really be very expansive, um, or just focus on one thing at a time. Like I said, nobody is built the same. Not everybody is one size fits all. So you're going to find what works for you. If you want to do two different aspects at the same time, go for it. Like, more power to you. If you can balance that stuff, great. Um, for some of us, it happens that way, and for some things that are more deeply rooted, you might need to do just one piece of it at a time. Um, and that's just a matter of you and how you work. Because I'm trying to find my other paperwork. Um, I have had it happen both ways. Like, I've gone through some stuff like really, really fast, and some stuff I've had to do just one chunk at a time because it's overwhelming to try and dig into stuff too deeply. Um, oh, I don't know where my paper is. Okay, well, I'll find it, and then we might do two of these just because. Um, so for practices, yes, you can read scripture. That is very spiritually based, if you're taking it out of the religion that it's attached to. Um, so you can like read the Quran, you can read the Torah, you can read like the Bible, um, any of the many versions of the Bible. Um, you can read other sacred scripts like the Dead Sea Scrolls. You could read pretty much anything. Um, I have books on the occult, Egyptian kind of like theology, as well as like my regular scriptures. Um, but I don't like, for me, spirituality is anything that's going to feed my spirit. So if I look at a book and it clicks something on in me, um, I go and get it. I will buy the book and I will read the book. For me, I definitely like 3D books. I don't do too well with digital books because I am a scribbler. I like to scribble in the margins. I like to take notes. I like to highlight things. And then when I reread those books, I like to see where my headspace was at the time. Because sometimes things change and sometimes they don't. And if you write in pencil, you can always erase it. You can always take more notes. You can always slide a piece of paper in there with more notes on it. My my books my books look like somebody who's studying for a really hard exam. They have little post-its hanging out of them everywhere, and they're just they kind of look a mess. But it's all information where I can find it, and it makes me happy, and it makes me realize that anything is learnable if you want to learn it. Um, so yeah, spiritual practices don't have to be like get up Sunday morning, get your whole family dressed, go to church, go do this, go do that. They're more about getting more in touch with you and balancing that with the rest of existence, which may seem like a very tall order, um, but it's not. It's just about being and about processing where you're at and how you're at, um, and look at who you were yesterday or the day before, and are you that same person today? And if you are, you haven't moved, so you're in park. So that's not a good thing. Um, so what do we need to do to get you in drive? Um, it should be a small step, one small step. For me, taking notes, working on my Discord, doing videos, um, talking through all of my processes with my kids, um, and doing that kind of stuff. And as soon as I get through this mess, I'm going to be doing a new series. I'm hoping I'm going to pitch that idea to my new partner and see how they feel about that. um, it might be good, it might not be good, but we're going to see. We're going to see what happens. We're going to keep the faith and we're going to hope that everything works out well. But as far as practices, so meditation, breathing, reading, anything that feeds your spirit. For me, it's actually baking, which is a physical practice. I use that, you know, beating up bread to like release stress from my body. It makes me feel more centered. Um, and it makes the kids happy. They love fresh bread. So I guess it's a killing a few birds with one stone, right? Um, so yeah, there's no limit. There's no right or wrong answer. There's no, like I said, there's no one size fits all. And I know people hate that because they want somebody to tell them what to do, but nobody can tell you what to do because nobody lives in your skin. It's you. It's all about you. And like I said, I can tell you what I do and give you ideas, but I can't do it for you. Only you can do it. So you might as well pick something that you like because at the end of the day, you only have to answer to yourself. Um, and if you make a commitment to yourself that you want to undergo this process, that you want to overcome your ego, that you want to spiritually center, that you want to like get your practices in check so that you can be more of who you're supposed to be, and then you fall off the wagon, you fall off the path, you Just stop doing what it is that you promised yourself and your soul, your spirit, your very essence. If you go back on your word to yourself, that's really not a great thing. It's like how do you expect other people to be honest with you if you can't be honest with yourself? If you can't keep a promise to yourself, how do you expect other people to believe you when you tell them anything? You need to treat yourself better than you treat anyone else. They say treat your neighbor as yourself in the scripture. That doesn't mean treat them better than you. It means treat them as if they were you. Treat you as if you are them. I had to learn that the hard way. I guess I am one of those souls that like to learn things the hard way. But yeah, I live, I learn, I grow, and that's pretty much all we can ask for in this lifetime. Is opportunities to live and learn and grow. So we're getting close to time, but yeah, I think that's what I want to say about that one. And maybe I'll come back um, tomorrow, maybe the next day. Um, my schedule is a little bit wonky right now, but yeah, we'll come back and we'll talk about it more. And um, I don't know. I don't think spiritual practices like really need to be nailed down. Like physical practices don't even have to be nailed down. So, yeah, you guys kind of have like free range of all of existence to kind of like figure out what feels good to you and then just go out and do it. Be consistent. That's really important. I was just having that conversation about consistency. So, yeah, consistent things are really important for the sake of growth and being able to see your progress. Um, if you do a spiritual practice like once a year, you're probably going to go in reverse. It's probably not going to be something that you see any growth in because it's so infrequent. Um, so consistency is good. As as I'm being very inconsistent with my videos. Maybe that's as much for me as it is for you guys, which is totally fine. It just gives me another place to focus on getting my calendar made up and getting everything scheduled so that I can get them out and done and try and fit everything else in around it. We need our big blocks in place first because if you put all the little ones there first, it doesn't fit. I think everybody knows that little whatever. Maybe we'll do that next time on spiritual practices. All right, so I'm gonna leave this here, and then I will plan on seeing you guys again before the weekend. All right, I hope everybody's great. I love you all, and I hope to do another video again really soon. I hope you enjoy this. I hope you've been enjoying the craziness. It gets a little wild sometimes. But we love it. We love life. So, yeah, I'll let you guys get on with your day. Have fun. Enjoy. Bye-bye.